Today you will go to storybird.com again. You will need to sign in with your username and password to access your account. Last time we went to our class page, and again we will go there, but this time using a different menu by selecting and clicking on class here. I have made an assignment to help you start planning a story. My directions are that you need to type and write and share about 6 parts of your story. First, make sure it has a title. Next, tell about the characters. On another page, write about where your story will be, the setting. Also include your idea for the start of the story, what might happen in the middle of the story, especially if there's a problem, make sure you know how it might be solved. And then finally, a page about the end of your story. How could it end? Is there a problem that needs to have a solution? To start this, you may click on the button to do this assignment. And the unique part about Storybird is that while you are the author, you are not the illustrator. You need to use the artwork that Storybird provides. And to select that, you get to look, and it's good to have an open mind because you never know what you will discover here and what has been drawn. Try to make it so that the same characters are on all of the pages of your story. So you want to make sure that you pick artwork that includes the same characters again and again. So if you thought this little girl could be in your story, we need to see what else the illustrator has made. Let's view all of the illustrations. I see her here, but I see other people and skateboards in most of the other pictures. So I probably don't want to use this one unless I want to pick a different character like a skateboarder. So I want to go back and see what other artwork is available for me to use. Think about animals being in your story. It could be a fantasy story. And for today, let's pick a bunny for our character. And this illustrator has created 151 illustrations. And so you have a lot to choose from. If you think this is something you'd like, at the top of whatever page you're at as the illustrator, you may click Use This Art, and we are going to make a picture book with lots of pictures and lots of pages. As I select that, all of my pictures that I can use are on the right and the left. And so as soon as I see one that I want to add, I can click and drag it in and arrange where it will be on the page. So it could be on the left, could be on the right. It could take up the whole page without any writing. And if I don't like what I've done, I can redo it. And perhaps I just want it with writing on the top. And I want to tell about my characters. Right now, I'm not actually telling the story. This is just my plan. That my characters will be bunnies. So that takes care of one part. I also want to add a page about the setting. So down below here, I will click the plus sign to add a page and select a picture that I might use. I can always change this later. But this shows that my setting for bunnies will be outside. And again, I want to think about what might happen in my story. Could it be that the bunny wants to play with friends? Does my bunny want to have a name? Those are all things that I will need to think about and start planning. So maybe the friend has a name, Billy the bunny. And again, if I change my mind, I can always go back and edit it later. So the start of the story is about their friendship. I wonder if there's a picture that shows what they can do together. If I go left or right, I get even more options. And there are many layers of photos and pictures as well, so I can get some of these out of the way. Now, if it's a story about friendship, and I've already used that one with 2 bunnies, maybe I want to have another picture of them having fun together. They will have many adventures together. And I also have to think of how my story might end. Could it be, if you want to see any of these bigger, you can click and drag, but that isn't even a bunny, so I don't want to keep that there. Will they get to be with other bunnies and invite even more people to be friends with them? If that's what I decide, I will type that as my plan. So down below you can see my 5 planning pages with characters, my setting, how the story will start, what will happen in the middle, and I can always add many more pages and tell the story later. And then finally, how the story will end. But the 6th thing, and it's the thing that we start with, is the title, which will be on our cover. And again, we can select a picture that the illustrator has drawn for us. There are so many options. And first I guess we need to pick one of the layouts down below, either with a picture and the title on the side, or I could go back and have the title on the bottom. And I also want to try to change that picture. There we go. And my title is about bunnies, and I thought I would name one of them Billy, but the other one might be lonely at first. That's why he makes a friend in Billy. So maybe my title is The Lonely Bunny. And as you put your name, make sure you don't put any last names, even though we're just sharing this with our classmates here. We still want to be safe as we're online. So I will just type my initial instead of my whole name. And I will check over by going back to my pages, make sure I have my 5 planning pages plus my cover. And I get to save. And I also want to publish this, to share this with my classmates. So the cover will show up later. I have my title already. And I would say this is an adventure about animals. And as I click to publish, now all of my classmates can see it. And you may log out.